Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Navigating Senior Life. I'm Christina Manzor, your host, and today we have a special guest who is joining us, Caryn Isaacs. She's also known as the Aging Icon, and I'd like to introduce. Welcome, Caryn. Thank you so much for being here today.
Yes, great. Nice to meet you. Nice to see everybody.
And can you tell us a little bit about what you do? I know you do a lot. You're an author, a coach, and the Aging Icon. So could you give a little description about what you do?
Yeah, so I'm the one that doctors, lawyers, financial planners call when they have clients who have been sitting on the fence about retiring or not retiring. I call it unretire, because I will change their older adult thinking into aging icon energy.
That's fantastic. Is there any moment in your life that made you gear into this?
Yes, well, that's why I'm the original aging icon. I was the example for what can happen. My husband passed, and when that happened, everybody said, "Are you going to retire and move to Florida?" I said, "That's the last thing I want to do. I want to be around people. I don't want to be sitting at home crying. I want," and I loved what I did. And I had a big business with commitments, so I really was not in a position to just give it all up. But my husband was also my business partner, and so, anyone really who's in that kind of position, whether they just were losing their staff or they were fired or, had to retire, sick of their job, let's say that, sick of their job, wanted to get out of that, you lose your community. And so I had to rebuild community. And the first thing that I did was, grief counseling. That's what everybody looks at. And there's a lot of talk about people losing their job and their identity as grief as well. So it's not just because I'm a widow. I did get involved with the widow community first. I had a widow's coach, and then I went to widow's camp. But I wasn't looking to become a widow's coach myself and surround myself with just widows. I was very happy working with seniors, which has been my career since the early 2000s. And so I had to find, a way to, they say move on, but it's really, could pivot. And I just like that whole idea. And so that's how I came up with the idea of the legacy coaching. I do love coaching. I like to have coaches. And so I took Scott Mason, who is the myth slayer, and he he works with you to not just about your business, but about your life. And so sort of life coaching / business coaching. And I had to really look at how did I want my life to look. And I think, people, your business, especially if your business was your life, you went to work every day, or all your friends were from your work life. It's a big change. And so I do meet with a lot of people who say, I've just retired, and now I'm miserable because I'm bored, and maybe I should get a part-time job, or maybe I should look into something different. And that's a difficult thing to do. And so I really love talking about it, how I did it, and going over ideas with people about how they can do it.
You are truly an inspiration to those that are aging. I really am so happy that you came on the show. And do you have any tips for any of the aging adults out there that feel lost or isolated?
Yes, well, I call it a business plan for your life, because you have to go through a process. And people ask me, do I have a webinar? Do I have a program that they could go through? But I don't think, that this is one size fits all. It's going to happen to all of the people. And so how do you, learn, how do you like to learn is different for, different people. Some people want to go online and while they're doing some, cooking, they want to listen to a podcast. Some people need to have something in writing where they're going through the steps. So the coaching process is, I start with what I call the assessment period. And that period could be a long time. Some people can just, rattle it off and say, I have my ideas, this is what I want to do, that, answer things very quickly. Some people need to mull it over. You don't want to answer a question and then say, I wish I would have said that, or I don't know why I said that. So allowing for a coaching process allows you to have a longer period of time, where some people take a few months and some people might take a year to really be able to feel confident in what it is that they want to do. And then the process goes on as to, okay, now this is what I want to do. How do I do it? And to have somebody to be along with you, not, okay, we say a consultant, or people always say to me, is it concierge? Concierge tells you what to do. They go down the block and turn this way and it's over there. But then you're still stuck doing it yourself. So with the coaching process, you can continue to have somebody, next to you that knows where you want to go. Right. And has, can act as a guide for you.
Yeah. Yes, like a guide for navigating life.
That's my get it. Yeah, it can be called. Some people call it mentorship. Some people call it coaching. Right. But that's my tip is, get somebody who's knowledgeable about, where you're trying to go, or just sympathetic. You really have to shop around. I think it's the same advice that I give to seniors in my former career as a patient advocate, with when people would be, who's the best doctor? Who's the best psychologist? Can you send me to somebody good? And I would say it depends on what you're looking for. Some people like to have someone who's very chatty. Some people say, don't talk so much, just give me the steps. And so you have to really find the person that you want.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. And for everybody out there, if you haven't checked out her book, Aging Icon Volumes 1 and 2 is on Amazon, as well as she has a website, and I will leave all that information at the end. Thank you so much. This is Christina Mansour, and I'm with Navigating Senior Life. Keep navigating one day at a time. And thank you, Caryn, so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, that was great.